You just got out of college, dreams full of promise, degree in hand, ready to conquer the world. But then reality hits. 6 months later, you're living in your parents' basement, drowning in student loans, working a job that has nothing to do with your degree, and wondering how you'll ever afford a place of your own. You did everything right. So why does your financial situation feel so wrong? I'll tell you why. But first, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you won't miss out on the valuable insights we share in our future video. Now, did you know that 60% of Americans think personal finance is one of the most useful subjects for adult life that should be taught in high school? Yet most schools never teach it. Or that a staggering 98% of people express interest in learning about personal finance because they believe it's crucial for stability. These aren't just random numbers. They're warning signs of a system that's setting up an entire generation for financial struggle. What's even more fascinating is how this financial strain varies across generations. Later in this video, we'll explore why Gen Z feels particularly unprepared, with 28% not considering themselves financially literate compared to just 10% of baby boomers. But first, let's look at the bigger picture of what's really happening to graduates. College was supposed to be the golden ticket to financial security. That's what we've all been told. But for millions of graduates, the reality has turned out very differently. The question is, why? Let's start with the obvious culprit, student loans. By 2019, total college debt in the United States surpassed $1.5 trillion, with 2/3 of graduates carrying debt. That's a big number, yeah. But it is also a generational anchor weighing down millions of young professionals before they even receive their first paycheck. Yet, student loans aren't actually the main source of non-mortgage personal debt for millennials. According to a 2019 Harris poll, the average millennial, people born between 1981 and 1996, carried about $27,900 in personal debt, with credit card debt representing the largest portion at 25%. This reveals something very important about graduate money struggles. It's not just about education costs. It's about broader financial management challenges. Graduates today are stepping into a financial world that looks nothing like the one their parents or grandparents knew. Even with more education under their belts, millennials in the US are way behind when it comes to building wealth. In fact, their net worth at the same age is shockingly lower than previous generations. And this is something we've never seen before. Think about this. Millennials are experiencing something unique in American history. They're the first generation that might end up poorer than their parents. This represents a breakdown of the traditional American dream of each generation doing better than the last. So, what's behind all this? A mix of factors has created a perfect financial storm for millennials. For starters, the Great Recession hit right as many were stepping into the workforce, leaving a lasting mark on their earning potential. Economists call it a scarring effect. Basically, if you start your career during a downturn, you don't just struggle for a few years, it can drag down your income for decades. By April 2012, half of all new college grads in the US were either unemployed or stuck in jobs that didn't match their degrees. And this wasn't just a rough patch, it completely shifted their career path, making it harder to catch up financially even years later. And we can't ignore how the modern economy has evolved. Today's graduates are entering a highly dynamic, increasingly service-oriented system, where stable careers are being replaced by short-term full-time jobs by part-time positions, and part-time positions by income-generating side hustles. The predictable career ladder that previous generations climbed has been replaced by something more resembling a jungle gym. This shift toward less stable employment creates unique budgeting challenges. How do you plan financially when your income fluctuates month to month? Traditional money management advice often assumes a steady paycheck, advice that becomes nearly useless for someone in the gig economy. We can see this in housing too. Remember when everyone thought millennials would be city-loving renters forever? Yeah, that didn't exactly pan out. By 2018, only 34% of Americans under 35 owned a home, a far cry from the national average of 64%. But here's the thing, it's not that millennials don't want to buy homes. Most do. They've just had to hit the pause button thanks to financial roadblocks. And what's wild is how the housing market has shifted in response. As millennials have gotten older and started families, they've been looking beyond pricey city life, gravitating toward the suburbs and even rural areas for more affordable options. And then the pandemic hit, sending demand for suburban homes through the roof. So, according to the Brookings Institution, cities losing the most millennials include New York, LA, and Chicago, while places like Houston, Denver, and Dallas are gaining them. What do those cities have in common? Lower costs and better economic opportunities. At the end of the day, this isn't about giving up on city life, it's about making smart financial moves. Unlike previous generations, millennials are having to trade convenience for affordability in a way that's reshaping the entire housing market. Now, I promised we'd return to the generational differences in financial literacy, and this is a key piece of the puzzle when we look at why younger generations are struggling financially. According to a FICO survey, Gen Z, ages 18 to 27, is the least confident in their financial knowledge. 28% admitted they lack financial literacy, compared to 20% of millennials and just 10% of baby boomers. But this isn't just about being young and inexperienced. It highlights real gaps in financial education. Half of Gen Z respondents said they see personal finance skills as essential, especially when it comes to managing checking and savings accounts, 64%, and understanding credit scores, 60%. They know these skills matter, yet many aren't getting the knowledge they need, and the consequences are real. A quarter of Gen Z adults said their lack of financial know-how has held them back from reaching their goals in the past year. Recognizing the problem is one thing, but without proper resources and education, fixing it is another challenge entirely. What makes this even more frustrating is that these struggles persist despite record levels of education. In theory, a college degree should open doors. But in reality, recent graduates face higher unemployment rates than the general pool of college-educated workers. It's becoming harder to land a good job, even with the right credentials. That brings us to another issue, credential inflation. Economist Brian Kaplan points out that as more people earn degrees, their value in the job market has declined. Employers are demanding college degrees for jobs that never required them before, creating an expensive cycle where people chase higher education just to stay competitive. The only real winners? The institutions collecting tuition. And while a bachelor's degree still provides an income boost, college grads in skilled jobs earn nearly 90% more than those with just a high school diploma. That stat doesn't tell the full story. Nearly half of all college grads are underemployed, making just 25% more than their high school educated peers before factoring in student debt. In other words, higher education isn't the golden ticket it once was, and that debt creates a major budgeting nightmare. How do you manage loan payments based on an expected salary you never actually reach? The math just doesn't add up, and it's leaving many young professionals struggling to stay afloat. Now, sure, some degrees lead to better financial outcomes than others. Among graduates in the early 2020s, the most regretted majors include journalism, sociology, liberal arts, history, communications, and education. On the flip side, the least regretted fields: computer science, IT, finance, engineering, nursing, and healthcare. And you're probably thinking, well, that's obvious, right? But the point we're discussing here isn't about what someone wants to study out of passion. It's about the financial return. Degrees in chemical engineering, computer engineering, aerospace engineering, and finance tend to lead to high-paying jobs. Meanwhile, careers in music and visual arts are more likely to offer negative returns on educational investment, meaning graduates may never earn enough to justify the cost of their degrees. But here's something that rarely gets talked about. Trade and technical training often provide better job security than a bachelor's degree. According to the Department of Education, people with vocational training are slightly more likely to be employed than those with four-year degrees. and much more likely to work in their field of study. The US is currently facing a massive shortage of skilled tradespeople. As of 2019, over 500,000 manufacturing jobs were sitting vacant, largely because baby boomers are retiring faster than they can be replaced. Yet, despite the demand, society keeps steering young people toward traditional college degrees, even when the job market suggests otherwise. This disconnect between education and actual market needs is fueling financial struggles for graduates. Students invest heavily in degrees that may not pay off, while high-paying trade careers remain unfilled. It's a lose-lose situation that's making it even harder for young professionals to get ahead. So what does all this mean for graduates trying to get their finances in order? Simple. It's a huge uphill battle. The numbers are brutal. Risk management expert Olivia S. Mitchell from the University of Pennsylvania found that millennials would need to save 40% of their income for 30 years just to retire at half their pre-retirement salary. Let's be real. That's borderline impossible for most people. The classic milestones of adulthood, buying a home, starting a family, saving for retirement, haven't disappeared. They've just been pushed so far back that many graduates feel like they're always playing catch-up. And the longer they wait, the more they miss out on things like investment growth and home equity, making it even harder to build wealth over time. Now, I know this all sounds pretty bleak, but understanding the problem is the first step to beating it. The real issue: a broken system, rising education costs, a shifting job market, and an economy that's made financial security harder to reach than ever before. But knowledge is power. Knowing which careers offer solid job prospects, where to live for lower costs, and how to manage unpredictable income can make a real difference. We've broken down the biggest financial struggles graduates face: student debt, underemployment, credential inflation, the housing market, and more. We've looked at how different generations experience these shifts and why young adults today are dealing with financial challenges that didn't exist before. So now that you've got the facts, here's the real question: what are you going to do about it? Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more insights into the economic forces shaping our lives. Until next time.